Bow Plus community, thank you guys so much for joining me for another vlog here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon or evening, morning, whenever you are tuning into this. I pray since the last time we met, you have had a wonderful week full of blessings and great opportunity, right? Today, we are going to continue our chat on the 2022 garden planning. I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into how I organize my seeds and some tips and tricks that I feel like could help you along your journey, especially if you are a new gardener, such as myself. This is only my second year into gardening. Some of these tips and tricks may help you as you dive deeper into your gardening journey. So, without further ado, let's dive into this video. Okay, you guys, so I actually got all my seeds labeled. In my last vlog, if you check that out, I talked about the containers that I have my seeds in, right? But all of the seeds were not labeled at the time. They were organized in their individual compartments, but they were not labeled. So I finally got them labeled. And how I chose to set my container up was alphabetical order, right? So in my first container, I just started with A's, which is the asparagus, and then I went to beets and so forth and so forth. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about how I organize each individual container after I labeled them. So some of my favorite things to grow last year was tomatoes, cucumbers. I enjoyed the carrots as well, but I am a huge fan of cucumbers. So let's just talk a little bit about the cucumbers real fast. So again, I just have it labeled here and it says cucumbers on the outside. And then I have a little note card on the inside. So I got most of my seeds from Baker Seeds this year. And this is the cucumber that I chose to grow. And then I had a couple seeds left over from last year as well. So inside of my container, I have just my little cheat sheet of everything that I feel like I need to know about cucumbers and some notes from last year. So on my card, I have the variety of cucumbers that I'm growing, where I purchased my seeds from, and then I just have some bullet points like cucumbers love to grow in full sun. They sprout in 7 to 14 days, the seed depth of a half an inch, the ideal temperature, which will be 70 to 90 degrees. Plant spacing, is it frost hardy? Cucumbers are not frost hardy. Will I grow them on a trellis? Absolutely, I will grow them on a trellis. One of the great benefits of using trellis inside of your garden is that your fruits and your veggies can grow up, which saves you space and allows you to plant more as well. So I highly recommend trellising your cucumbers because they will grow out, and by growing them up, you'll be able to produce more. So trellis your cucumbers. Will I try it in a container? Yes, I'm going to try my cucumbers in a container this year. Can I direct sow them, or do I start my seeds early? I will be direct sowing my cucumbers in May. June the latest. I'm in zone 6, which again, I'm in Ohio. And then I have days to harvest, which is 60 to 70 days to harvest. On the back side of the card, I just have like the dates that I started my seeds so that I can keep track with it, and just some other general notes like harvest often, build a trellis for it, and then I just have another slot, like a lot of open area where I can write my 2022 notes in regards to my cucumbers. In my experience, cucumbers are very easy to grow. Last year I did it. I had 5 cucumber plants and I produced over 100 cucumbers, you guys. Very easy to grow, low maintenance. Only recommendation that I have is make sure you're harvesting often. That's one mistake that I made in my 2021 garden is I wasn't out there harvesting every day. Literally, things change overnight in the garden. So you can't be like, okay, I'm going to go harvest every 3 to 4 days, because then you can miss out on some produce by waiting too long. So be out in your garden every single day, checking on them, nurturing yourself, right? And make sure you're harvesting often as well. I also ended up picking up some cucumbers from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to try these seeds out as well. And one beautiful thing that I love about your seeds, even on the Baker seeds, is on the back of the seed packet, if you can see that, it gives you all of the information that you need as well. However, if you're direct sowing and you use all your seeds and you end up throwing the packet away with all your instructions, this is where the beauty of the card comes in at. And for me, it was just easy to have the card right inside of my container because then I can just jot my notes down and it helps me to stay organized throughout the garden season. And even as the season comes to an end and I begin to plan for 2023, I can just go grab my note card or note cards if you have multiple of them. And everything that I need is right inside the cucumber container, right? Also, once you open your seed pack, if you don't use all the seeds inside of your seed pack, one idea that I recommend you do is just go to your local Dollar Tree or you can order from Amazon, whatever you're comfortable with, and get you some plastic baggies, you guys, so that you can put your extra seeds inside of it. I got a little label from the Dollar Tree as well, so I can write cucumber on here, put all my extra seeds inside of here, ziplock it up, fold it in half or find some that are this size, and literally just stick it right inside of my container with my cucumbers that's already labeled, close it up, and everything is in the same container. This is how I am doing my 2022 garden season so that I can stay organized. I also have a garden notebook that I like to write everything in as well. Not just about plants, but just lessons that I'm learning from the garden, ideas that I have for the garden. But for more specific things that ties directly to whatever I'm growing, I'm going to be keeping inside of the container so that everything is in one place and easy for me to go and get and jot down any notes or anything that I need to write down about it. So that is cucumbers. I love cucumbers, you guys. Also, inside of my container, just so that I always have it, I kept a permanent marker and I also have a pencil. I love to do things in pencil because I can erase it and redo it. I'm very old school, you guys. I know a lot of people are hip to the tablets and the computers, which I do. On my computer, I have like an inventory list of like what seeds I have, how many packets I have, and so forth. I do keep track of those things on my computer, but when it comes to taking notes, I'm very old school. Give me my little notebook, give me my pens and pencils, my little highlighters, so that I can keep track of it that way. I love to write things down. So inside of the container, there is like a little slit you can see. I just keep the marker and pencil there so that way I have it when like I'm out in the garden or if I'm just trying to hurry up and jot something down. I know everything that I need is right here in the container. So another uh, vegetable that I love to grow inside of my garden last year was bell peppers. I talk a lot about bell peppers because I eat and cook with a lot of bell peppers. And one of the reasons as to why I wanted to start my garden was because the cost of bell peppers, you guys, we're not going to go there. They are expensive in the grocery store. And with everything going on in the world, food is becoming even more expensive. And that's one reason that I encourage everyone to become self sufficient. If you're able to grow your food, whether it's in containers, on your back deck, an in ground garden, wherever, do it. And if you have no desire to do it, support local gardeners who may have those fresh fruits and veggies that you can get to support your family, right? But bell peppers was another one that I love to grow. And I also have my note card for that. Now, with bell peppers, you're going to need 8 to 12 hours of sun. Again, they sprout in 7 to 10 days. Your ideal temperature is going to be 70 to 95 degrees. Seed depth is going to be 1/4 of an inch. Plant spacing is going to be 14 to 18 inches apart. Um, Bell peppers are not frost hardy. You're going to want to have maybe not so much a trellis. Last year I did not trellis my bell peppers, but what I did do is I had like a plant support stick so that they can grow up straight. And then I just, as they got taller, I just supported the stem so that it can continue to produce. Also with bell peppers, you're gonna want to prune them. So you might have stems that sprout out the main stem, but that is not producing any fruit. You're going to want to prune those. I posted a video, which I'll link it down below, in my 2021 garden season on the importance of pruning your plants. So check that out. But you're going to want to prune your pepper plants as well. I'm still debating if I want to do peppers inside of a container. I probably will, just because I said that I will be testing out a lot of the things that I plant also inside of containers, because I did get a lot of questions in 2021 in regards to um, container planting and also planting in smaller spaces. So I'll probably end up doing at least one or two of my peppers inside of containers as well for you guys. If you're starting from seed like I am, you're going to want to search your seeds 8 to 12 weeks before your last frost date. So here in Ohio, and we all know if you live in Ohio, everything is just iffy, when it comes to our weather. However, our estimated last frost date is May 1st. So I will be starting my seeds, my pepper seeds, by March 1st, the latest, and then preparing them to transplant into my in-ground garden come May, or even into my containers at that time as well. So pepper plants also like a little bit of afternoon shade. So if you're thinking about doing an in-ground garden, make sure you put it in an area where it's still getting that direct sunlight, but it's also in an area where it can get a little bit of shade throughout the day. So even if that means if you plant it in an area where it's high sunlight, maybe plant some tomatoes or your cucumbers or something that can be in front or off to the side of wherever you decide to plant your pepper plants, so that it can still get a little bit of that shade. Um, and then I already talked about the pruning. And again, on the back of my card, I have the dates that I'm starting my seeds, the dates that how many seeds that I planted, just some other general notes that I did in 2022 to, again, help me stay organized. And as I'm planning for 2023, each year I can become better and better at whatever I'm growing because I keep detailed notes on it. So a handy dandy go-to that you can use right inside of your container. Again, I got my seeds from Baker Seeds. I also picked up a couple of pepper plants from the Dollar Tree as well. They had them. I'm going to just try them out and go from there. I love peppers. So I have the yellow peppers. I have the orange bell peppers. I have the King of North peppers. And then I have the California Wonder as well. And then I also have my baggie, which I have a couple in here, that so when I'm planting my seeds, if I choose not to plant all of them, I can either take what seeds that's left in here and put them in the bag, or I can even fold the seed packet and stick the whole entire seed packet inside of the bag as well. That way I'm not losing seeds or creating a mess inside of my container as well. So these are just bell peppers that I like to grow. I also have a host of hot peppers that I will be growing as well. And it's the same process with the note card, but I end up getting some like jalapeno peppers. I have the Jamaican Scotch bonnet peppers, and then you guys know my family is from Trinidad. So I had to get some of the Trinidadian scorpion peppers as well, because my family loves that spicy food. So I'm excited to grow that for the family this year. So another, just to kind of show you a variety, that is in my first container here. Another vegetable or fruit, so to speak, because it's really a fruit, that I like to grow is tomatoes. I'm still waiting on some tomato seeds to come in because I grow a variety of tomatoes. But one variety that I'm excited to grow this year is the Green Giant. I got this from Baker Seeds again. We love green tomatoes, especially fried green tomatoes. So I ended up getting some of these this year to plant in a garden. And I did the exact same thing with my note card. So they're gonna love full sun, sprouts in 7 to 14 days. The temperature is gonna be between 75 and 95 degrees. The seed depth is gonna be 1/8 of an inch. Planting spacing is going to be 24 inches apart. It's not frost hardy. I will be starting my seeds 6 to 10 weeks before our last frost date. So again, in Ohio, zone 6A, my frost date is May 1st. If you need to know your frost date, you can just get on Google or go to a local garden center and ask them when your frost date is, your last frost date. I will be trellising my tomatoes. I will be growing them in containers. I will not be direct sowing tomato seeds. You want to definitely start those indoors and transplant them to your garden and or your containers, right? And then 80 to 85 days of harvest. Also, some of my notes from last year: harvest often, make sure I'm pruning them, build the trellis, and then I have my date that I'll be starting the seeds, and of course, a space for other 2022 notes. And then again, each container, I have a baggie as well. So with my tomatoes, I have all my varieties in one container. So what I did was I just got a little paper clip and I taped or clipped my note card to the seed that it goes with. And then even inside of the baggie, I can just, paper clip the baggie to it if I don't use all my seeds, but I'll probably end up using all my seeds. And everything will be in one container as well. So the other tomato that I have right now is the Amish paste. I love to make my own pasta sauce, so I'll be growing a lot of paste tomatoes, cutting tomatoes, all kinds of tomatoes this year as well. I'm still waiting on some more seeds to come in, so as the garden season progresses and I'm getting ready to plant things, I'll dive deeper into what seed I'm planting, why I'm planting them, how I'll use them, and different things like that. So another thing that I am excited about growing this year, you guys, is cut flowers. So I have not did anything with cut flowers. Last year in my garden, I did grow sunflowers that turned out beautiful. This year, I'm like upscaling that. So again, from Baker Seeds, I will be growing this Autumn Beauty sunflower, and I have some more sunflower seeds coming in the mail, as well. So I did my same note card. I've never done cut flowers, and last year when I did my sunflowers, I literally just direct sowed them, watered them, and left them alone, and that was it. But this year I'm planting way more, so I will be definitely taking a lot of notes in regards to these. So I did the same thing, full sun, sprout 7 to 14 days, seed depth is a half an inch, temperature is between 60 to 75 degrees, plant spacing is going to be 16 to 24 inches apart. Frost hardy, no. I'm going to direct sow them in May. Now, I will probably start some of these seeds indoors. And if you do your seeds indoors, you're going to want to start them 2 to 3 weeks before your last frost day. Again, mine's May 1st, so I will be starting my seeds indoor on April 10th, 2022. Because this one here is a great cut flower. They're going to get about 6 inches tall. They're not going to be as tall as my sunflowers that I direct sowed last season, because I wanted something that I can have in my home, in my vases. I love to have fresh flowers in my home in the summertime, and this was one of the beauties that I chose to do. So I'm excited for how it's going to bloom. And just add so much beauty to my home and my gardens. I'm so excited about this. And again, everything that you need is on the back of the seed packet as well. However, I just like to have, like I said, something tangible that I can go and grab, take my notes on as well, and it's right there with the seed. Or even if I'm like, okay, I'm going to get rid of this seed pack or something happens, I can put it inside of my baggie and everything is right there together. Some other flowers that I'll be doing this year is Morning Glory. I have some marigolds. Marigolds are amazing for the garden. They not only add beauty to the garden, but they also attract pests so that they're not on your actual fruits and your veggies. Pollinators. I'll be doing some zinnias, some daisies, and then I'm looking at a couple other cut flower options as well. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. I know right now we're just doing a lot of chatting in regards to seeds and organization and planning. But very, very soon, starting next month, actually, I will be diving deeper into starting these seeds indoors and showing you guys the process. I'm literally bringing you guys on the journey. When I'm doing something, I'm going to be filming for you guys, right? I do not have my cut flowers labeled. Why? I ordered 3 more of these containers because I absolutely love how I'm able to keep organized with them. And I'm going to have a whole container dedicated to my cut flowers. I'm going to have a whole container dedicated to my herbs. So right now, I have all my herbs in one container that's labeled because I didn't have enough space. So I got another container to where I can label everything alphabetically as well, for my herbs. And I'll show you guys that once the containers arrive, they're labeled, and I've dived deeper into herbs because I'm going to do a whole vlog in regards to herbs and the healing benefits of herbs, the health benefits of herbs as well. So I'll be doing that because I will be having a whole area dedicated just for herbs this year. Also, what I didn't share with you guys, inside of each container, I have this notebook. With this notebook, I also have this notebook. With this notebook, I will be taking notes as well, sharing with you guys some things that I just want to keep track of. And again, it's an easy grab and go to when I'm out with the container. I can just jot everything down and keep it right in the container, and everything is organized. So let's talk a little bit more about bell peppers. You guys, I planted a lot of bell peppers last year. And one thing that I want to do on my channel is share with you guys some of the reasonings as to why I'm planting what I'm planting. And for those of you who know me, you know that I am the founder and executive director for Both Lupus Foundation, Inc., which is a nonprofit organization that teaches more about lupus and autoimmune diseases, helps one rediscover life after they've been diagnosed, and also allows them to know that they can prosper, right? And one big thing that I want when it comes to my garden is, number one, to garden organically. Number two, to be able to supply food for my family, my friends, right? And number three, to support my community, especially the community of those who are suffering with autoimmune conditions, or even those who may not have access to fresh fruits and veggies to be able to support their family. And understanding why we grow these fruits and veggies, understanding why we choose to feed and nurture our bodies with these particular fruits and veggies. So, with the peppers, I love peppers, but let me share with you guys a little bit about some of the health benefits of peppers. So, all peppers offer anti-inflammatory properties. Despite their differences in taste and appearance, bell peppers are rich in vitamin C and antioxidants, right? So when you're harvesting your peppers, or even if you're out at farmers markets or supporting other local gardeners, you're going to want to purchase peppers or harvest peppers. They should be firm and smooth. They should be bright in their skin color without wrinkles, and their stems should have no discoloration on them. For mild and sweet taste, you should choose bell peppers, which is my absolutely favorite and what you're seeing here on the screen. And if you love a spicier kick, you should choose jalapeno peppers, cayenne, chili peppers, the Scotch bonnet, or even the Trinidad scorpion peppers. Now, In the kitchen, when you are preparing your peppers or wanting to preserve the antioxidants in your peppers, you're going to want to eat them raw. You're going to want to cook them for shorter periods of time. You can do that through stir fries. I love using my bell peppers for stir fries, chicken stir fry, a veggie stir fry, mushroom stir fry. You're going to want to steam them as well. That's going to keep the antioxidants, going to preserve them for you. Now, you can make stuffed bell peppers with beans and whole grains. Um, you can, again, like I said, make the stir fries. I even sometimes loved when I cook my beans, I don't use meat in my beans anymore. I just use fresh herbs inside of my beans when I make them. And a lot of times I like to cut up some celery and add bell peppers to my pinto beans or my black beans as well when I'm making dishes. So I love to do that. Now, bell peppers or peppers in general are nightshades. Now, there's been a lot of conversations out there in regards to nightshades not being a good choice for those who may be battling an autoimmune condition or such as Crohn's disease or arthritis, IBD symptoms. My recommendation or advice to you guys when you hear this is to make sure that you're doing your own research. Make sure you are talking with your healthcare providers in regards to this. But most importantly, right, make sure you are keeping a health journal, health food journal. So if you are someone who's battling an autoimmune condition, or if you know someone who is battling an autoimmune condition, I encourage you to keep a health food journal. Write down what you're eating, write down the ingredients of the things that you're eating, but also journal how you're feeling after you eat those foods. And if you need further information or assistance on how to do this, please feel free to send me an email. The email address is across the screen or it's linked below, and we can have a conversation in regards to this free to you. But I just want to make sure that you guys are doing your own research, number one, and also having that open line of communication with your physicians, but also being your own biggest advocate, right? Because we know our bodies better than anyone. And one way that we can be our own biggest advocate is through the power of journaling and writing down what we're experiencing, what we're doing, what we're eating, and so forth. So if you need more resource or more information, help, whatever with that, please utilize my email. I am always here to answer any questions. And if I myself don't know the question, I am more than happy to do the research with you and help you, right? Because great health and wealth is your birthright. So I just wanted to share that information with you guys, and one reason as to why I love cooking with bell peppers and why they are so important inside of my garden is because they add great health benefits to our bodies, which is what we need. You know, what we choose to eat and consume is either going to fight diseases or they're going to continue to prolong the symptoms and diseases that we already have within our body. I choose to fight disease, and my mission is to help you guys rediscover ways to be able to fight diseases as well through one way, the foods that we eat. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me today for this vlog. I truly appreciate you guys being here. Please make sure you are subscribing. Please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. And if it's something that resonates with your soul, or you know someone that's like, oh man, they need to hear this information, I encourage you to share my video with them as well. Again, moving further down the road in the year, I will be doing more hands-on with like how I'm growing things, how I'm starting my seeds. So make sure that you are staying connected. Follow me over on Instagram as well. I do a lot of posting over there. As right now, I will be posting my vlogs one day a week, which is on Sundays. As we get into the garden season, I will probably up that scale, but right now it's just a one day a week. But again, all of you beautiful souls, thank you so much for joining me. And until next Sunday, you all have a blessed week.